You know, I don't know what to do about this Bibi thing. Like, it's really starting to preoccupy me that there's a woman, like, for a man to be in jail and subject to the belligerence of jailers is one thing. And for that man to be innocent is another thing entirely. Completely innocent is another thing entirely. Not a palatable condition at all. Not a palatable psychic circumstance for humankind whatsoever. To be entertaining this idea lately is haram. Like you wouldn't believe. This woman is innocent. Muhammad doesn't need her defense. Muhammad could not be insulted by this woman's utterance. But Muhammad could be insulted by the utterance of these merciless perverts claiming to jail her under Islamic law of any kind. In fact, the Quran that I read said, "Woe unto the being who uses this book for his own gain." Now these people aren't using this book. They're pretending to use this book. What they're using is bullshit, ignorant law crafted by some Englishman about 150 years ago, 200 years ago, 60, 70 years ago. Whatever, 130 years ago, something like that. Nothing to do with Islam. And you know what? You know, like, nobody says, I don't know what this thing is about. This fitness certainly isn't about somebody saying, "Oh, Muhammad's a jerk," or "Jesus is a jerk," or you know, the heck with his mother Mary. Understand? Or having those thoughts. You know, I personally have had some very rude conversations with God for which I've been forgiven, but still, I've yet to meet the perfect person, and God hasn't either. So, between the two of us, we're kind of in a conundrum, because these individuals in Pakistan who are holding Bibi prisoner because it feels good to them, they get their hard-ons nice and greasy with this idea and go polluting each other's pants with it. And of course the ultimate come is when she's actually hung by the neck until she's dead. I mean, this is a real rush, apparently. It's not one that I've ever participated in, but it's one that I've been instructed in fact exists. Now, that is fitna. That is disgusting and repugnant in the sight of Muhammad and God. You don't want to be seen wearing that clothing anywhere near our presence. So we suggest you do yourselves a favor and get rid of it quickly. Tell each other the truth about what you've done. Ask for forgiveness. Ask Bibi's husband and family for forgiveness for the sake of your own sanity, for the sake of your own vitality, and your own possibilities of divinity. Do not pretend to ignore this issue, gentlemen. This is serious, fitna. This is saying false things about God. That God would want this to happen. That Muhammad would tolerate this for a second. Muhammad would cut your fucking heads off is what he'd do. It's idiots like this. They give Muhammad a name for violence, but Muhammad did not have a violent heart. He took no delight in causing death. You gentlemen, however, do. Just say that you submit your will to the will of Allah is a lie. A snake, a venomous snake-like lie. Leaves nothing but agony and wreckage in its wake, both for you and everyone you touch. You embarrass us. This. We are responsible for you. We are your king. We can't ignore this either, as we cannot ignore. I said maybe we cannot ignore this disgusting, putrid reasoning. You mean suggest to us that this is your God-guided reasoning that has you come up with this idea? Or is it something else? Oh, closer to this panties you wear. The silky farts for you on a good day. Do not posit this as Islam. Again. Do not put lies in the mouth of Allah. I'm here to suggest that's not a smart course of action to take. I tried doing it once. I've been paying for it for a long time. For a while. I'm just about done now. And I need you to hear this loud and clear. I will never do it again. You want to try it on for size? Be my guest. So, gentlemen, govern yourselves accordingly. A little note from thy King, King of Kings, met ye the Christ. You know what it means to be a Christ? Do you understand what it means? All it means. It does not mean you're a perfect being. It just means you've purified your heart, cleansed your heart thoroughly, so that you're ready for God. I'm just a guy that got lucky and got a scrub brush and some soap and a bucket and got busy and got to work on myself. I had a few good teachers suggested that would be a very, very prudent course of action for me to take, and I took it. I didn't have any idea how long it would take to finish the curriculum. If I had known it was going to take this long, I probably would have done it anyway. This is the only thing worth doing. Anyway, so this is how things wind up. I purified my heart, and after I got, started, I did not want to really do this. You understand? I didn't set out in life to do this, but it was necessary for me, and there was no way around it. So I had to go through the middle of it, and so I did. And fortunately, I had some great teachers. Best. And I listened to them. And they gave of themselves to us. Always, without reserve. And so that's how I'm guided and instructed to be, and that's the kind of king I am. And so there's no depth of perversion that you can get to that I'm not willing to go to with you to release you from. But if you insist on ignoring, if you insist on insistent ignorance for yourself, I will wash my hands of you. I will have no more converse with, for, or about you. So once you see the truth, and then you deny it, you do so on your own dime from now on, not mine. I'm not responsible for this anymore. I'm not responsible for your conduct after I have presented the truth to you. I didn't know this until today. I always thought I would. I know that's just a second. I'm not sure whether I quite believe it. In any event, we'll leave that in the things requiring further ratification for time being, shall we? And proceed with basically the thrust of what I want to say to you gentlemen in Pakistan. And that is, you have, in North America, we had the same kind of thing here. And it took the women's movement, which is a completely emasculating thing, never do this, but anyway, women's movement basically chopped the testicles off all the males in North America to begin to bring some sanity, to bear. Like, for instance, a woman who has had sex with another man is not necessarily bad wife material. Matter of fact, she might be pretty good wife material. Understand what I'm saying? But we did have your perversions, and we still do to some degree. Understand? But the thing with purifying your heart, though, is you let go of all of your perversions. Like, all that is what's true and what's real, what's left with you. That's all there is at the end. And it's kind of nice. But anyway, so right now you got a lot of baggage that you need to unload and let go. You got a lot of twistedness, a lot of mean-spiritedness, a lot of revenge, a lot of anger, and you think Muhammad gives you license to have this. This makes you mentally ill. Muhammad does not give you license to have this. The Quran insists and makes very, very clear that God is merciful. As long as you are doing your bit. But you guys are not doing your bit. You're closing your minds. You're turning your gray matter into cement. You need some help. You need to wake up mentally, spiritually. You practice. Your prayers mean nothing. You understand? You have no conquest with Allah. You can't undo this shit. You understand? You can't even you can't even know that this shit feels good. You understand? murdering, butchering women. Like, I don't know what that feels like, right? And I don't really want to know what that feels like. But I'll tell you this, loving women, and to have a woman actually love you, not fear you, but actually love you, is the most exhilarating experience any man can conceive of having. And you're robbing yourself of this whole possibility by virtue of the stupor that you've perverted yourselves into in your little circle jerks. So you gotta give that shit up. Basically become men. Men of Allah, men of truth. Men who are prepared to do the holy jihad, to take a clear, close, and thorough look at themselves from the inside out. Admit the truth of it to their fellows. I'm an asshole. Look what I did. I fucking stole this. Bump and up and up and up until there's no more. No secrets in you. And your neighbors have no secrets from you either. This is a requirement of heaven. Please pay attention. We're not here to embarrass you. Well, that's not true. Because I find embarrassment works to get people's attention. It does. And I use it. I do. So, but that's not the reason I embarrass you is not because I like embarrassing. Like, I don't get my rocks off embarrassing you. Like, I have a whole other hemisphere of imaginative possibility for that, right? So, and they're not interconnected or in any way related whatsoever. This is my job I do with you. I embarrass you because it's my job to do so. Right? It's my job to get your attention and wake you up to the truth of your own perversions and invite you to consider letting them go. Basically, this is a hand-engraved invitation to promised land on your fucking skull. Men of Pakistan. God, give up your hatred, your littleness, your sneakiness, your lies. You're like a bunch of cunts at a fucking well bitching at each other. That's all this Bibi thing is. Female revenge turned into male ejaculate. For the power-starved and demented. Men who should never have power, never come within a million fucking miles of it to start with. There they are, sticking it up their ass and jerking it off all over some innocent little illiterate farm wife in jail. Weak now. Oh, weak and completely under my rule. And I seek death because it feels good for me and my buddies here. And secretly, some of the women in our community as well. You see, when you do stupid shit like this, you invite a real close look by us. And like Pakistan was once a very noble culture, an exquisite place to live. What the fuck has happened? Democracy. And petty kings that should be in jail. Anyway, they're gonna have a conversation with us. They're gonna remember for quite some time, for a while. But that's not the conversation we're having here. That's not the conversation we're having right now. The conversation we're having right now is to invite the men of Pakistan to come home. Allah, your God, wants you at home. or at least living in the promised land. And the thing about the promised land is you need to leave all of your baggage well before the borders. Understand me? So you need to start today. And how you start is you worship the true. And you start with yourself, not your neighbors. No man has any right to begin to even have any thoughts about other men until he knows himself thoroughly first. And I see no evidence of this anywhere. This is the only reason I'm the Christ. I'm the only guy that's done this fucking stuff. So I want you all smarter than me. Understand? I want you taking some responsibility for your life. So I don't have to anymore. So I'm here to tell you that no man does anything for free. And each and everything you've ever done, each and every theft, each and every invalidation, each and every secret little murder, whether of the stature of someone in someone else's imagination, whether it's the murder of their physical body, their reputation, any loss you sought of any other being, including yourself, you need to write down. And if you're illiterate, please learn how to read and write your own language. Forget about English. Learn to read and write your own language well. And adults around children that can't read, you need to teach them how to read. And if you can't read it yourself, you learn how to read. Don't want any illiterate people remaining on this planet. I said, Bibi is one. We'd love nothing more than teach her how to read. Show her how to read. I said this once, and I know she's Christian. I know this might be a challenge for her. I have 2 other wives now. And so, if she, for whatever reason, doesn't want this invitation, that's fine. But I just need her to understand that I'd be honored to have her as wife number 3. And share our crown. I submit. Your king is here for you, darling. There's not much I can do right now. I'm going to do more this afternoon. I cannot let this happen to you. We won't have it. Somehow or other. Somehow or other. We want you to either accept our proposal of marriage, or hopefully return to your husband and your children. I mean, I don't want to take you away from your husband and your children. You need to understand, if you have no husband, they come with you. Marry you all your children. Be honored to have you. Few women can endure what you have, my darling. I know you didn't do it willingly. But I need to heal you from this monstrosity. I need to love you as well. So it's gone. This shouldn't have happened. I said, Amy, forgive us. Forgive us. Please. I'll come and get you, baby.